Hoboken Ward 2 Council candidate Bonnie Murray spoke to Hudson County View about internal politics, street improvements, the Monarch Project, and much more. After explaining that her daughter, Melanie, and her son, Jackson, are enrolled in the Hoboken school system, Murray said that although she is a first-time candidate, she has been a long-time advocate in Hoboken's 2nd Ward, also noting that she has no political ties and is a true independent candidate.
For me, wanting to run for the 2nd Ward, as a resident, I've already begun to make positive change in our community, and I just want to do more. For those of you who aren't aware, I was very active in getting the traffic cops that are now staffed at our 11th and Hudson and 11th and Sinatra corners, which are very busy street corners, and a lot of our residents were very concerned about crossing safely in those intersections. And so I'm happy that we were able to do that, and I just want to continue to drive more change. I am running as an independent, and I'm doing that because I'm tired of the fractured politics that we have in Hoboken. I feel there's a significant divide between our current city council members, and I believe that because of that, they are always taking sides and they're not coming up with solutions. I'm running as an independent, and I want to make sure that I don't take sides and actually am open to those good ideas so that we can move our city forward and not keep it standing still.
As far as improving the ward goes, Murray actually agrees with one of her opponents, Tiffany Fisher, in stating that Elysian Park needs to be better maintained.
Absolutely need to work on Elysian Park and make it so that it's much like some of our development maintained parks here in Hoboken. I go through Shipyard Park every day, and it's like therapy for me, seeing how well taken care of that park is. So we need to focus on that as well. We also have overpopulation in the 2nd Ward. And in fact, by the next census, we could have an increase in 70% of the population with all of the planned development. I want to make sure that we prioritize that on our new city council's agenda to make sure that we're planning for our future in the here and now, because we have a lot of, I believe, fragile infrastructure currently in the 2nd Ward. Our roads absolutely need to get paved. We have to really closely monitor that Washington Street redevelopment plan.
On a positive note, Murray stated that the vast majority of 2nd Ward residents she's interacted with are involved with the community, and that's a trend she'd like to continue and improve.
For me, in the 2nd Ward, I want to have communication with our residents where they don't feel like they have to come to a city council meeting to engage with me. It's just simply, I have an open door policy. I want to have open public forums within my own ward so that I can understand what their concerns are, so that I can understand what their ideas are, and then I can be that strong advocate on the city council when elected.
As she did at the Hoboken Quality of Life Coalition debate, Murray also took a firm stance on the Monarch Project, saying she opposes the developer building 2 residential towers as part of the design.
So the Monarch Project is a project where the developers, now Iron State, had agreed initially up front with the Hudson T residents that they were going to put tennis courts in the park. I believe that if you're going to promise residents tennis courts in a park, you should own up to your promise. I'm all about promises, and I keep my promises. I absolutely want to see that open space become tennis courts in a park. I'm opposed to putting towers there. We're already overdeveloped. There are so many buildings planned to go up here in our 2nd Ward, and we have a population problem, which is adding to the traffic and the congestion flow patterns, the parking issue. So we absolutely need to come up with some sort of a solution with Iron State, and maybe it's that we come up with a solution where, they give us the tennis courts in a park, and we find another space for those towers. But it's a complex issue, I know, but we absolutely, as a new city council, need to come up with a solution.
Murray again stressed that she is an independent voice when asked why Ward 2 residents should vote for her on November 3rd.
As an independent candidate, I will have a fresh perspective. I'm not tied to any side. So where there may have been good ideas in the past, I feel that a lot of our city council members have been so tied to their own platform. So if they're on the reformer side, they're usually sticking with the reformers. If they're on the old guard side, they stick with the old guard. But there are many good ideas that I'm sure come out, and they're just being rejected because they're sticking with their side. I am independent of that. Any idea that I see that I believe is a good idea, I'm going to push to help drive the city forward. I'm John Heides with the Hudson County View, the eye of the community.